There's one thing inside your business that's killing it. I'm gonna show you how to delete it. My team was maxed out, calendars full, everyone moving, good people working hard, and the output was flat. We added hours and the needle barely moved. Every growing business hits this wall. I hit the wall and I wanted to know why. What I found surprised me, and I'm betting it is hiding in your company too. Your best people are your busiest people. That feels right. That feels exactly like how it should be. But ask yourself why your most capable, most expensive people are the ones with no room in their week. Some of that busyness is real, high value work, and some of it is not. Some of it is work that looks important because a skilled person is doing it carefully. That is a trap. The cost stays invisible because it's spread out. No single person ever sees the whole bill. It survives precisely because it looks like work. It hides inside your most reliable people. The thing killing your business is unquestioned manual work. Here's the part that gets people. The thing that is killing your business does not look like a problem. It looks like work. It looks like your team being busy. I didn't catch it in my own company until I took an entire week and tracked every single hour. Same headcount, more hours, less getting done. And almost half the time spent was going to one thing nobody questioned. So I cut it out, and efficiency across my team went up by 50%. By the end of this video, you will know how to find this killer in your own business and delete it for good. Here's where it hides. My name is Saenz. I have built multiple businesses over the years, and I thought I knew how to run a company. Then AI changed everything. And I mean literally, it changed how I think about what my team should be doing all day. If you run a business and you want the real version of this, not the hype, subscribe. I will show you actual systems from inside a company that runs on these systems, not theory. Here's the problem that forced all of this. My team was maxed out, calendars full, everyone moving, good people working hard, and the output was flat. We added hours and the needle barely moved. Every growing business hits this wall. The point where throwing more time and more people at the work stops producing more results. I hit the wall and I wanted to know why. What I found surprised me, and I'm betting it is hiding in your company too. Let me show you exactly what it looks like. I want you to check what I found against your own company while I say it. Your best people are your busiest people. That feels right. That feels exactly like how it should be. But ask yourself why your most capable, most expensive people are the ones with no room in their week. Some of that busyness is real, high value work. And some of it is not. Some of it is work that looks important because a skilled person is doing it carefully. That is a trap. The thing draining your company does not show up as a mistake or a missed deadline. It shows up as effort. It shows up as your team being slammed. And nobody questions it because the work has always been done this way. And questioning it feels like questioning the people doing it. The cost stays invisible because it's spread out. 20 minutes here, an hour there, a report nobody reads, a process built 3 years ago for a reason that no longer exists. No single person ever sees the whole bill. It is paid in slices across everyone and every day. Add the slices up across a year and the number's not small. In my company, it was close to half of the people's time. We are hunting the one thing draining your company that nobody ever notices. The part that costs the most and gets questioned the least. And it is the part almost nobody talks about. Here it is. The thing killing your business is unquestioned manual work. Not the obvious waste, not the stuff anyone would cut in a heartbeat. I mean the tasks that look completely legitimate. The work your most diligent people are proud of doing well. Reports that get built by hand every week. Information copied from one place to the other. The same questions answered the same way over and over. Work that someone set up years ago that quietly became just how we do things and that nobody has questioned since. It survives precisely because it looks like work. It hides inside your most reliable people. And it is almost certainly eating a chunk of your company's capacity right now that you cannot see. So, how do you find something that is designed to be invisible? You stop guessing and you put someone on it whose entire job is to look. That is what I did. I brought in a guy named Cole. Cole does not have a normal role at my company. He is not running a department or carrying a quota. I hired him to do one thing, learn the tools deeply, then go person by person through my entire company and make every one of them more efficient. That is his whole mandate. And the way he starts is not with software. It is with conversations. Cole sits down with every single person, one at a time, and asks 2 questions. Where do hours actually go? And what do you do every week that you dread? That feels like a waste. The things you would hand off in a heartbeat if you could. But conversations only show you half the picture. People will tell you what they think eats their time. However, the real answer is sometimes somewhere else, buried in the small stuff they don't even notice they do. So Cole paired the conversations with data. We ran a tool called Desk Log across the company that showed us where the time was actually going. Which tasks, which apps, how many hours, day after day. Not to police anyone, the point was the opposite. We wanted to see clearly which low-value task was quietly eating our best people's weeks. This allowed us to take that work off their plates, and when you put the two together, what people tell you and what the data shows you, the pattern is undeniable. The same kinds of tasks, the same lost hours, showing up time and time again. That repetition is the target. Here's where most people get this wrong, and it costs them years. The instinct is to ask, how do we do it faster? Better tools, better processes, squeeze the task down. Wrong question. The question is, does a person need to do this at all? Let me give you a real example from my own company. Crystal runs portfolio management for me, and a serious slice of her week was going into our client calls, going back through conversations by hand to find out what mattered, what got promised, what needed follow-up. Unfortunately, this was eating hours she should have been spending on actual portfolio decisions. So we didn't ask how to make that faster. We asked whether Crystal needed to touch that work at all. The answer was no. We built an AI process that reads every call and pulls out what matters on its own. The hours that used to go into it that did not get reduced, they got deleted, and Crystal can focus on the work that actually needs her judgment. Crystal is now the integrator for our company. If you run on an EOS model, you know exactly what that means. The integrator is the person who holds the day-to-day together, who keeps sales, operations, and finance all pulling in the same direction so the rest of us can stay in our lane and do what we do best. It is one of the most important seats in the whole business. The old version of Crystal's week had no room for that. She was buried in call notes, and deleting that work did not shrink her job. It is the reason she could step into a bigger one. That is the part most people get wrong about AI. Done right, AI does not replace your people. It takes the junk off their plates and frees them up for the work that moves the company forward. That is the move, not faster, but gone. You find the unquestioned manual work, and instead of optimizing that work, you ask whether it should be done at all. Most of the time, a meaningful slice of it should not. The number I'm about to give you is the reason I rebuilt how my entire company runs. So what happened to the same team after we started cutting? Well, efficiency across the board went up 50%. Same headcount without asking anyone to grind harder. We just stopped spending capacity on work that never needed a human in the first place, and that capacity went back into the business. I want to be precise about this because I run a regulated business and I do not throw numbers around. That is what happened in my company. It is not a promise about yours. What I can tell you is the pattern is real, and almost every business I look at is carrying more of this than they think. So here's your first step. The one thing to do this week: pick your most capable, most slam person, the one you would least want to lose, and sit down with them the way Cole does and ask one question. This is the question Cole opens every conversation with at my company. Use it word for word. What do you do every week that you would stop doing tomorrow if I let you? Then actually listen and write down everything they say, and then do the second half. Do not just take their word for it. Spend 1 week watching where the time in your business really goes. You will find a gap between what people believe they spend their days on and what they actually do. And that gap is exactly where the deletable work is hiding. And that gap is your map. Somewhere on it is a task that looks like work, that has always been done, that nobody has questioned, and that no longer needs a human at all. That is the first thing to delete. Do it for one person and you will see the shape of what is hiding across your whole team. Finding one is easy. Hunting down all of them across an entire company and deciding what to delete, what to automate, and what to keep is the real work. And it is exactly what I do with business owners directly. Go run that one conversation this week and you will be surprised what comes up. I built a tool that checks the health of your AI usage and shows you where your biggest gaps are. It takes about 5 minutes. The link is in the description.